All set. Hi, I'm finally heading out in the morning in Coorg. I will be heading towards Kushalnagar to cover some monasteries. Coorg or Kodagu is a beautiful hill station situated in Karnataka about 3 hours away from Mysore. Owing to its lush green landscape and tranquilizing views, it is called the Scotland of India. It's also the largest coffee producer in all of India. Wow, this is so good. This is so good. Okay, so let's talk weather. Coorg is a hill station, so temperatures are cool around the year. Best time to visit is between March to June. Also try avoiding monsoons to stay away from landslides, as it will be difficult to commute. Talking of commute, here's how you can travel to Coorg. You can fly into Coorg. The closest airport is Mangalore Airport, Mysore Airport, even Kerala Airport, even Kannur Airport, which is actually in Kerala. You can also travel via bus or rail through Mangalore, which costs anywhere between 2,000 and starting 400 respectively. Couple of observations I made. One, SIM card. My Vodafone SIM card didn't work everywhere, तो मुझे पता चला कि Airtel और Jio वाले SIMs यहाँ पे ज़्यादा चलते हैं. So try opting for that. So I'm starting my day now, but before that, I want to show you where I'm staying. I stayed at Kalamundan Bungalow by Saffron Stays in Bylakuppa, which is a cute Airbnb run by a mother and her son. The bungalow looks enchanted from inside, and it used to be a British bungalow back in the days, which is now a fully furbished bed and breakfast. They make all their meals, which is so good. Check it out. In fact, they even make their own coffee, which also tastes as good. Price for one night is anywhere between 5,000 to 7,000 rupees. Of course, this is over my budget because most of my trips include staying in dorms. Since I'm a traveler, I got this on a barter. That's why I'm coming clean now. But of course, if you want to go for budget options, there are budget options. But if you want something that's more close to nature and more secluded and more warm and family-like, then you should give this place a try. To travel on my first day, I opted to move around with a local who stayed near Kalamundan. He was kind enough to take me on his bike and also knew all the routes. A huge plus point for me and for solo travelers if you ever find an option like this. So I finally reached Seraj Monastery. पता है, this is an entire Tibetan complex. I didn't know Tibetan complexes actually existed in South India because मैंने जितने भी Tibetan complexes देखे हैं, they are in the north, like Himachal, like Beer specifically. This is the first time I'm seeing a Tibetan complex, such a huge Tibetan complex in the south of India, which is very fascinating. So I'm gonna go check it out. After Dharamshala, Bylakuppa in Coorg is India's largest Tibetan settlement. There are around 70,000 Tibetan nationals in the region as well as various monasteries and shrines. The largest monastery in Coorg is actually Namdroling, aka the Golden Temple, but you can visit the lesser known monasteries like Seraj and Serame like I did. Guys, this is the first time I have stepped foot in a monastery. मैंने कभी monastery के अंदर step किया नहीं है. Seraj is one of the many monastic universities in Coorg. Pretty, secluded and quiet. In fact, you can avoid the hustle bustle of the Golden Temple and try exploring Seraj Monastery. At times, there are also stay options available for about 500 to 600 per night at Seraj based on availability. I stopped by at Taste of Tibet. A lot of people have told me to come visit this place once I'm in Tibetan colony. Call for this Tibetan bread, it's called Tigmo. From here, I headed to a lesser known destination, which is called the Chickley Reservoir. Check it out. In front of Chickley Reservoir, which is so trippy and therapeutic at the same time. If you look at it for too long, you might just get hypnotized and jump into the water. The Chickley Reservoir was built across the Chickley River, which flows through Karnataka's Kaveri basin. It was constructed in 1985 with the intention of irrigating the surrounding settlements. The unique shape of the dam is key attraction to people here. Here's what I thought. I feel like Chickley Reservoir is very pretty, but यहाँ पे आसपास और कुछ करने लायक है नहीं. I mean, there's only the reservoir here, and that's about it. After catching the beautiful sunset here, I headed back home on the bike. Even rode it for a bit. You know, when I was 18, my dad taught me how to ride a bike. Little did I know that just a few years later, I'll be doing the same in Coorg. Now, of course, I'm riding the bike without a helmet for a shot. But please do use a helmet when you ride a two-wheeler, especially in Coorg. A travel tip here for sure is getting back home on time. Coorg is beautiful, but let's not forget it's still a forest. A lot of wild animals take to the streets at nights. It's best to get home on time. Good morning, guys. I am on the lookout for a nice scenic road in the morning so I can take some really beautiful shots of what Coorg looks like. Okay, so I'm finally heading out. I've borrowed a scooter from Dinesh, who I was pillioning with yesterday. Now, I have a couple of things in mind, but I'm keeping my day a little slow because a lot of distances here in Coorg are far. A lot of places here, rather, are far away from each other in Coorg. So, most of my time will just go in commuting. So, I finally reached Iruppu Falls after about 45 minutes to 1 hour of riding. Now, in Coorg, there are many waterfalls, but there are two that are the most popular, Iruppu Falls and Abbey Falls. I've been to Iruppu Falls before, 2-3 years back, and I'm going to see it now again after a long time. I'm stranded with this heavy rain right here at Iruppu Falls. This can only happen in Coorg. Coorg has some of the best waterfalls, guys. Welcome to Coorg. While enjoying solo travel, there's a lot of people who I meet naturally who either resent it, are shocked, or in awe of me traveling all alone as a woman. Like, for example, this lady. I do have friends, but I do this show called The Solo Female Traveler, where I travel to places alone. That's why I'm traveling alone. You're great. Thank you. Guys, I get that question asked so many times, whether I have friends or not. Of course I have friends. In fact, so many people I've traveled with too. But I still prefer solo traveling over anything. Hi, so I've now come to the White River Rafting area in Coorg. This is managed by the Kodagu White River Rafting Company. This is a 4 to 5 kilometer rafting expedition, and it'll take you anywhere between half an hour to 45 minutes. The entire cost of the expedition is about 1,200 rupees. All set. Head down, head down, head down. Woo! On my last day, I decided to wake up to coffee and check out everything coffee here. Arjun showed me the entire coffee roasting process from the time it goes into the roaster to the changing colors and to finally in my hand as the final product. So that was my journey in Coorg and I'm already sort of on the way to my next destination, which is Mysore. There are things you need to be mindful of, something that I've already mentioned. One is get back home on time before it gets dark. Two, the destinations are really far off from each other, so figure out your commute accordingly. That's all from my side. Thank you for watching the episode. This is me, Neha Nambiar, your solo female travel guide signing off. My overall expenditure for a 3-day trip to Coorg, including travel, food and commute, was just under 9,000 rupees.